A world without Santa Claus. It's hard to imagine. No boots, red suit, and white beard. But what many don't realize is what we're talking about is a world without artist Haddon Sundblom.
I think now when people envision Santa Claus, they envision the Coca-Cola Santa Claus. Many of them don't even know the origin. The fact that Haddon Sundblom painted this perfect vision of Santa Claus and kept his vision of Santa Claus consistent for over 30 years.
It all began with this 1931 painting. It's Sundblom's first Santa, the one he created for Coca-Cola's Thirst Knows No Season campaign.
It was really Santa. He's big, he's jolly, he's wearing red and white, and he looked like Santa.
A visible departure from the first Santa Coke experimented with in 1923.
That Santa was a mean-looking Santa.
And then again with artist Fred Misen in 1930.
The ad was so popular that we used Haddon Sundblom to paint his vision of Santa Claus every year from 1931 until 1964.
It was Sundblom's Santa that was a hit, and yet the original he painted over.
Take yourself back to the 30s and you're in the middle of the Depression. And if you're an artist, the most expensive thing that you have is canvas and paint. So Sundblom took that same 31 Santa and he just modified it a little bit. He put a hat on him, he changed the arm angle slightly and put a whip in his hand for the reindeer. So you can see the first and the third Santa Claus painting all in the same painting.
Throughout the years, Sundblom's neighbor served as his model Santa, but when he passed away, the painter became the model.
It backfired on him one year when he was looking in the mirror and he painted his belt buckle in mirror image. So in the painting, the belt is actually drawn backwards.
Then there is the issue of Mrs. Claus.
Another year, a very observant fan wrote in to ask what had happened to Mrs. Claus because Santa wasn't wearing his ring that year.
A lesser-known Sundblom is included in the temporary display at the Oglethorpe University Museum of Art.
You have the famous Yes Girl, you have the Why Grow Thirsty Girl, you have the Coca-Cola Santa Claus. You have these really light, airy paintings. But this other piece of art, the Huskies, it's a little darker, but it tells a beautiful story and it's beautifully painted.
Sundblom's stories, in wartime and in peace, not only made Santa relevant year after year, but are a testament to the changing times.
And in that 1964 one, he has a brand new technology, and he's showing the kids how to use a helicopter that he's brought for them. So times had moved.
As a tribute to the man who brought his image of Santa to the masses, his art lives on in a permanent exhibit at the World of Coke, so that we don't have to imagine a world without Sundblom's Santa Claus.
It just happened, but when it happened, it was a beautiful accident, and it created this wonderful Santa Claus for the rest of the world to enjoy.